Hi folks, it is Wesley with Expandacraft, and we're with Sean. Sean is the proud new owner of a quad hull 21-foot Expandacraft with a 12-foot by 8-foot aluminum deck. What do you think of your new boat?
I am loving it. Can't wait to get it on the water.
So, with such a good size platform, what is your main purpose?
Fishing and camping, and being able to get into really skinny water. And this thing is so light that even getting a skinny water at low tide catches me, I could just jump out.
Yeah, we got photos of you actually lifting one side all by yourself with without the decking.
Without the decking.
Now, why buy an Expandacraft instead of a pontoon boat?
Skinny water. You can't get a pontoon boat into shallow water, and very difficult and very expensive to get out of shallow water if you get in trouble.
And you can take this boat down, by the way, folks, and put all of the parts in the back of a pickup truck. Now, the 12-foot deck planks don't break down, but everything else breaks down to 4 feet. However, what we're going to do, and we'll show you in the video here shortly, is he is actually going to transport this in a very unique way. So stay tuned. We're about to pause, and we'll come back as we break it down and show you how he plans to transport this without taking it fully apart. All right. Now they've been taking the deckings down. That was 11.5-inch wide decks. Show you a little bit about how this is done. This particular quad was set up with a little bit more gap in the middle than on the side, so it acts almost like a catamaran. And if you'll see here, we have a little stopper nut so that the inside two are stopped from coming in together. What they're about to do, and to show you, is they're going to take the outer hull and slide it up against the inner hull on either side, and leaving the 8-foot cross tubes all in place. And what they're going to do is knock the bows and sterns off and place it on this trailer where the cross tubes will straddle the aluminum or the metal here. Stay tuned, more coming. All right, now that we've got the aluminum off, we're going to show you just how light an Expandacraft really is. He's going to take it with one hand and pick up half the boat. Not too shabby. Now, what you can do, and they're going to do, I think he's going to have his buddy help him out, is move the outer hull up against the other. Oh, it looks like you missed one of those.
Oh, I sure did.
That's all right. It'll still come together enough, I think. Cut that bolt off. All right, we're going to cut real quick. Hold on. All right, what we forgot to do is cut one of these bolts off. But folks, when you cut these off, do not use a grinding wheel. Use this saw. The reason you want to use a saw and not a grinding wheel is because the grinding wheel will turn that bolt red hot, and you will then have seized the metal to the plastic. So do not use a grinding wheel to cut the bolts off. Now what he's doing here is slickening up the rods so that they slide better. Unfortunately, we don't have any Armor All. We're just using soapy water. Armor All is super slick. Soapy water, not so much. Believe it or not, soapy water, not so slick. But Armor All makes those things slide like greased lightning. All right, here they go. The two of them are just going to push it over. And they're going to slide one hull, a little bit here, a little bit there. Like in the middle of one on one side, one on the other. I think you're trying to get the back end too much. You want to try to walk the front and the back at the same time. There we go. Yeah, this would be much easier with Armor All. Soapy water just isn't that slick. Use Armor All, you can do it all by yourself. So the idea here is that the part that's sticking out, we're going to straddle the trailer with. Hope that our measurements came out. If not, well, we might have to do something different. Hold on. More to come. Okay, this time I think they got it more better. Oh yeah, see, it's coming along a lot easier. Yeah, if you don't get it bound up by pushing one side in ahead of the other side, then it slides a lot easier. Now with a 21-foot 9-inch boat like this, yeah, it's a bit of a bear. But keep in mind, this boat can break down and every single part fit in the back of a pickup truck with the tailgate shut. Except, of course, the 12-foot long decking planks. But if you got a roof rack, they're easy. Each 12-foot plank weighs 24 pounds. It's 2 pounds per linear foot. And now look what we got. How about that? All right. Next, we're going to straddle the trailer here.
We're going to pull the...
Oh, that's right. We're going to knock... Yeah, instead of towing the whole thing, we're going to knock the bows off. I basically stick my foot underneath it and just lift the boat and let the bow fall on your foot. Unless you're wearing flip-flops. Yeah, put your foot underneath. There you go. There you go. Underneath that bow part. And that allows it to slip up. Once it gets up that first inch, it'll come off easy. Once again, we only had soapy water to slick the joints up. If this had been Armor All, I sound like an Armor All commercial, don't I? They should give me some credit, sponsor me. But yeah, that's the thing that I've found. It stays dry. The other thing about Armor All is because it's a dry slick, it doesn't attract sand. Soapy water actually becomes a little sticky. You know that if you wash your hands and you don't rinse them off properly, they just become sticky, tacky with soap. And that's exactly what would attract sand, and then you would end up rubbing your parts and sanding them down. No good. Okay, so here we are at the vehicle. He has taken the bows off, and of course the bows can easily fit in the back of the SUV here, and they plan to straddle the trailer here. So hopefully we got our measurements right and it'll fit. And he's putting the cardboard down because you absolutely do not want to scratch up the cross tubes, which would, you know, this rusted old metal trailer would have scratched to pieces. The fitment of the aluminum tubing through the risers is so tight that you don't want to scratch up your aluminum or to make it more difficult to slide on and off. All right, remember that the parts that make this insane big ass thing, pardon my French, is the same parts that makes, now there's two decks laying on top of a deck. This is for a 6-foot wide sailboat. That is a two-piece decking. If you can see here, there's the two pieces of this deck. It's 2 foot wide and 8 feet long. And here we have the 12, which is down low. And that one is designed for these two aluminum decks, one with a rudder, one has a motor mount. So that's going to be a motorized, it's the basis of the fleet, my rental fleet. Talk more about rentals later. It's a moneymaker. And briefly, while they're putting cardboard down on the sides there, I want to point out that this is our flagship right now, the Black and Tan. It's a 16-foot canoe, 16-foot Expandacraft outrigger. And that's the only purple Expandacraft. And that's the Water Snake 18-pound thrust motor that we use on that particular boat. Okay, I can't believe this. He's lifting the entire thing by himself, all the parts. Like a weightlifting show here in Expandacraft.
My arms aren't expanded craft, though.
Now, keep in mind, folks, now you can have essentially the same thing in a 16-footer, and you could do this in triple hull rather than quad. He chose the quad because he's planning on putting a lot more weight than most of the Expandacraft clients. So that's why he chose to go with the quad. All right, so He-Man, we just figured out that if we got one of those furniture remover straps to put over your shoulders, that you could lift that thing with your shoulders just do a squat, pick it up, and you could walk that entire thing down, like from your truck to the water's edge, and put it together all by yourself. A 21-foot boat.
Catch both of these right here.
Yeah, because you know the deckings you can carry, you know, 1 or 2 at a time, and if you put a little strap on your shoulder, you literally could walk that entire thing yourself to the water's edge. I mean, when I wouldn't want to go hiking with it, but you could certainly do 100 feet. All right. Now here you can see that 2 fellas can easily lift what 1 fella lifted. That was a pretty good feat. And we're going to end up putting it on the trailer, but we got to situate a couple of things on the trailer first. All right. Here we go. We've turned the hulls upside down. And he's going to walk up, turn the hulls upside down to make sure that we have clearance. And so he can put all his tires and stuff, and maybe even the bow parts underneath here. And it cantilevers a little bit because he's got a short little trailer. Remember, that's 12 feet long. That's 3 4-foot long center hull parts. So his trailer's kind of small. And they're going to finagle it a little bit and settle it down.
There we go.
Voila. What do you think?
Easy peasy.
And it'd be easy to strap down the cross tubes, which we put the cardboard down to keep them nice and neat. We'll walk around back and show it from this angle. See, they have this tailgate to deal with. If they didn't have a tailgate, then they could bring it back a little farther. But you know, if you have a boat like this, you're likely, and he's likely, to make a special trailer for it. This is just the trailer he uses for his business, and he happened to bring that. So, excellent. You thought you were going to have to take them all down to itty-bitty pieces, but we managed to do it all in one.
And all these sections here go right in the back.
Oh yeah, or you could put them underneath. We'll give you some cardboard.
Sure.
And you don't even have to worry about having them in the truck.
And the tire can go in.
Yeah, everything can go there. Wow. All right. Well, it's all yours now, brother. What do you think?
I'm excited. I want to get it on the water.
And it didn't take us how long to put this thing together? All together?
45 minutes.
Yeah, and that's with drilling the holes and everything. That's not just assembly. Assembly won't take any time. Wow. Expandacraft.com. This is the first time I have personally laid eyes on a Quad 21, and this is the first Quad 21 using the new risers. Expandacraft.com. Don't forget to subscribe. This has been a long video, but there was a lot to show. Expandacraft.com.